Most people think God is really mean and savage in the Old Testament, and he's all lovey-dovey, forgive your neighbor in the New Testament. But in many ways, Jesus is actually way worse and more severe. Let me explain. So the biggest point of contention in the Old Testament are the conquest of the Israelites, killing the Canaanites and not sparing any women or children. Some theologians interpret this as a hyperbole or exaggeration to express a military victory. For example, Joshua 10:20 says they slaughtered their opponents completely, but there were still survivors. Second, in the words of Bishop Callender, God is the master of life and death, and he sometimes puts children to the sword to spare them from growing up into the wickedness of their parents. But this act can only be commanded by God, not man. He is the author of life, and he can take it away. Now, it's brutal, but Jesus says something far worse in the New Testament. He talks about an eternal punishment, weeping, gnashing of teeth, and a fiery furnace. Now, the fate of the Canaanites, we don't know. However, what Jesus is saying here is that there are eternal consequences for what we choose in this life. On one hand, you're killed in a military battle. On the other hand, you suffer in hell for all eternity. Sounds way worse to me, but through the blood of Jesus, we have a path to salvation.